I'm doing well, Tony. How are you?
Doing great. All right, here we go.
Good.
Major League Baseball for tonight's action features Diamondbacks here hosting the Marlins with the Diamondbacks pretty big favorites here, total 8.5.
Yeah, the Diamondbacks are pretty big favorites here today versus the Marlins. But the Marlins have Braxton Garrett on the mound. He has that 5.81 ERA, but he actually has a 2.03 ERA on that road split in his last start versus the Diamondbacks. He threw 5.2 innings. Only allowed a one run with five Ks in that one. The Marlins actually wound up winning that last contest 3-2, even though he did not get the victory in that one. Gallen, for Arizona, we know that he's been really, really good, a 2.53 ERA. And this is going to be his third start here in his career versus the Marlins. He's 2-0 with a 1.3 and 12 Ks versus the Marlins team. Still has a 0 ERA on his home field here on that home split. And it's kind of one of those that we've kind of been seeing the Marlins here. They finally did get some runs here versus the Cubs and some extra innings. But other than that, they've only been able to muster about 3 runs a game over their last 5 here. And now they go up against this Arizona defense that likes to only give up about 4 runs on defense here per game. And then you're running into one of these stellar pitchers here today. Both bullpens, they're pretty equal and have been pretty solid, I think, for the most part. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the total on this one. We're going to go under. I liked it under 8. It looks like you may be able to find here a line under 8.5 even. I think this one's going to stay under. You got, pretty good pitching and maybe a little bit of subpar hitting here in this one today.
All right, Mindy says go ahead and go under 8.5. 8.5. Of course, the shop get the best numbers. Of course, this is the sharpest book in the world, so we'll see here how this looks right now when we look at our live odds screens right now, which we're working to have to implement over at TonySpicks.com. But I wanted to see here where we sit here in this game. 8.5 seems to be the going rate right now in most places right now. So we've seen a little bit of upward trend there from that one. So 8.5 is the number right now, Mindy. And I can only guess only reason why we're seeing that upward trend is only because of the way Arizona is hitting in their home ballpark. They've been hitting the ball very well, 283. Of course, that's going to be the sweat. Marlins don't hit very well against right-handers on the road, just 215. But the Diamondbacks hitting has been pretty solid at home.
Yeah, but if I take a look, kind of like I said, if we take a look at him on the surface, he does have that 5 ERA, does Garrett. But again, his splits are really, really better than what that number there, shows us all. And also, he does have that, game here about a month or so ago where he did prove that, he can shut down this defense here. Garrett also has, above average K rate, 22.7. Allows us Diamondbacks team to only a 250 batting average there as well. And again, Gallen, 31.6% K rate. So we know that he's going to go ahead and shut down this team. So I don't know, is the Diamondbacks able to go ahead and put up, the 8 or 9 runs on their own? I'm not so sure about that here in this one. So again, it might be, a little bit tricky here with the bullpens. But if we kind of take a look at, how this has been historically, right? Miami is 6-1 to the under in game 1 of the series. In their last 7 series, when they've come up, to a new opponent, that total has gone under. And then also in the D-backs, if I look at their last 5 home games, when a total has been set at 8, that's come into the under as well there, Tony.
That's right. Of course, also looking at length of start here, it looks like, let's see, Braxton Garrett going about, 4 2/3 innings per start. Gallen about into the 7th inning, 6 1/3 inning per start. So we'll see if we get some of these starters and go a little deeper. We'll see how that rolls tonight. Marlins and D-backs under the total of 8.5. This one have a start time here of 9:40 Eastern time. All right, Mindy, let's take a look over at TonySpicks.com for today's action. Of course, on the board tonight we have, we got some playoff action still coming up here from the NBA as well as NHL. Single game from the NHL. So good results here with your best bets here. 992 units of profit in best bets. Full 15-game card for Major League Baseball. No day games. I'm sorry, 11-game card today. 11-game card with no day games. And, of course, what do you have going over at Tony's Picks?
Yeah, I'm having to watch reruns of Bar Rescue because I don't really have any fun new sports here to watch yet today. Gotta wait for a couple more hours here now. But yeah, I've got a 5 pack of games here in Major League Baseball. I found this card to be a little bit tricky today. You have some really big, heavy favorites, and so that means like, do you want to lay some substantial run lines? Perhaps that's the way you want to go ahead and do it here today. So a lot of my plays are on the totals here today. And if you take a look at, I've been running pretty hot in the totals. I'm only falling behind Mr. Ramon Scott over the last week on totals here on the site as well. So we're going to go ahead and I think this is a good 5 pack for you here today, just $5 per play. So you can definitely go ahead and maximize your profits here with this package. And then I do have my Major League, or not Major League, NHL guaranteed best bet here today. That is on the total. Ramon and I are on the side, so you can go ahead and take a look at the rerun of the morning steam. You can just go ahead and really type in the morning steam and that game, and you will, find our video up there because our crew does such a nice job with getting those videos out on time there as well. So yeah, it's one of those that I think I got a good handle on the card today. I think it's a good time to jump on one of these packs. Also, again, we're looking at a long week here. We know if we take a look at, say, something a little bit longer term, like if you had purchased a month-long pass, we're getting into the WNBA now as well. So if that's your sport, something that interests you, might be a good time to jump on a 30-day pass. And then, of course, you can use promo code TonyT at checkout to save you even more money. And then also, don't forget, like I know Ramona talked about it a little bit today, we do have the 2-for-1, or you buy one capper, get one capper half off. We also have those promotions also available for you. And then, of course, you can get, folks like Ramon and I that put out a lot of volume. So you'll definitely be able to get a lot of plays that I think that you can find some winners in there somewhere.
That's right, guys. Got Mindy Hahne over at Tony'sPicks.com. Flash the numbers up again. 919 units of profit on our best bets. All documented over at Tony'sPicks.com. You can verify those over on our leaderboard 2.1. Mindy tonight up on the board tonight does have that best bet from the NHL playoff. Guaranteed Monday best bet up on the board. So go ahead and get on board with it. Or also as well, that 5-pack from Major League Baseball. Remember, all games late afternoon, evening tonight. No early games. So this time, give plenty of time to get on board with Mindy. Or if you prefer, you can go longer term with Mindy. She does have that 3, 7, or 30-day all sports pass. Get all of her premium plays for that period of time. Just like when you go to a handicapper page and make that purchase. Of course, here we are on a Monday. That 7-day pass is a great way to get started with Mindy. Get all of her premium plays for 7 days. That's all her baseball, NBA, NHL playoffs there for 7 days. And of course, that promo code TonyT at checkout, and you'll save 20% off. Access Mindy's page by clicking the link you see in the description. Then click the All Cappers tab. You'll find her there. Land on her page and go ahead and get signed up. All right, Mindy, we also put together a Twitter account for you over at Tony Six Mindy. Also, we do have another show in the archive right now from the morning steam with NBA and MLB, NHL up there with that on that show, and of course, and more content from you as well on the Discord.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, Tony, if you were able to see the live show today, but we did have, someone talk about how they loved our show on podcast form. So that's something else that you guys can remember. We haven't promoted it here in a while, but you can. There it is, right there. You can go ahead and, get it to where you listen while you work out, or while you're driving, or whatever. I mean, it's another good way to go ahead and get all of your sports information, all of it that you can handle in one day. But make sure you catch Ramon and I live every Wednesday through Monday. Of course, tomorrow, we're on break because I need at least one day to get all rested up for the long week. So I do appreciate everyone's patience with that. And of course, you can catch Ramon and Tony here to break down the full card again tomorrow afternoon. So you can still get a little bit of your, fix in with half of the morning steam there. So yeah, it's a fun time. We go over the full card for NBA, NHL, and Major League Baseball. As I said, we do have WA and WNBA coming up as well that some folks are also interested in. And we know that Ramon is a professional. He's done our series last year on the WNBA, so I'm excited to join him this year and absorb all of that knowledge there as well. So I've been working real hard with getting everything lined up for that here this season also. But yeah, you can also find me on Twitter, Tony's Picks Mindy. I'll have a play for you in the NBA here today. I couldn't come up with anything on premium, but I'm going to give you my second, I would say, second best bet on that one because we had a consensus play Ramon and I did here this morning on the game. So go ahead and check some of those out as well.
That's right, guys. Check out Mindy, Tony's Picks. Mindy, of course, the morning steam here with you here Wednesday through Monday here at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Check the archive for the latest show. Of course, the podcast. Just search Tony's Picks on your favorite podcast platform. You can see the morning steam show. You can see the blocks of videos. If you want to just see NHL picks, MLB picks, NBA picks, we have those blocks on the podcast, and every individual play up there, every pick in podcast form over on our podcast, Tony's Picks. All right, Mindy, it's great having you on the show. Continue the success. Enjoy your day off. We'll catch up with you soon.
All right, I'm going to open my sister's pool. I'm going to help her this afternoon. We finally hit the 85 degrees. We usually like to open it by my niece's birthday, which is on the 20th. So got a long day ahead.
Long day ahead. Good late spring and summer coming up. All right, Mindy, enjoy the
All
day
right,
off.
take
We'll
care.
talk to you soon. Mindy Hahne here.